You as a filmmaker, when you're taking on a story like this, a story that's been told in different carnations over the years, but you want to bring something special and fresh to it. So when you approach the material for the first time, what was the most challenging aspect of it, you think?
I think the most challenging thing was staying true to the original material that so many people know and love, and yet bring it to a new contemporary audience. So I went back and read all the Grimm's fairy tales and just embedded myself. There's a real difference, I think, between fairy tales and fantasy films, and we're definitely a fairy tale film, but I wanted it for a young male audience, I wanted it for a young female audience, I wanted it to be a universal story, which I believe the original is. So don't mess with it if it isn't broken, I think.
You're doing some incredible things with the visuals here, so how did you get the whole team at Universal and your cast excited about what you were doing, just from a technical point of view?
The first thing we did is we went out and shot a trailer for really what the film would be like. It's very hard to describe this kind of film, so a few of us got together and we went out to actually Disney Ranch, and we spent a couple of days shooting really what is the trailer that you see in the cinemas, but we did it with a bit more money. We couldn't afford a horse, so we just had people kind of going like that, and we had one suit of armour, so we had to kind of keep shooting it from different angles. But you know, when we showed it to the studio, they were like, okay, we understand what you're doing now, we understand what this film can be, and you know, you had 12,000, now here's a lot more, go and make a big version of it.
Not only did you have the support of the studio, but you had the support of some big names in Hollywood. You brought some friends with you today, right?
I brought a couple of friends, yeah, they've been kind of quite an integral part of the last year of my life.
Should we welcome them to the WonderCon stage? Let's bring back the evil queen, Charlize Theron. Kristen Stewart is here. Alright guys, let's start with you, Kristen. What do you think you're most proud of with your performance as Snow White in the film?
I don't know. I'm really proud of this guy. There's a really scary, horrible process that happens right after you finish a movie, and you are proud of yourself, and I really was. Obviously, you just hope that if somebody doesn't see what's happening, then it can't capture it. And it was so delicately handled. I'm just like I feel like everything I wanted her to be is there, and that's so rare. It's so incredibly rare. Yeah, I don't know.
Charlize, how evil is the evil queen?
Evil queen meter that I don't know about. I don't know.
You clearly have had fun with this character. I've heard you talk about it, playing her a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if I can't go and have fun with it, I don't really see the point, because who are we kidding? We're kids. We get to go and play, you know? We're not curing cancer. We get to go and entertain you guys. That's such a great job to have. So I thought she had the potential to be, you know, there's so many iconic images of her, and we all have an idea of who she is. And it's funny, because people come up to me and they go, oh, you're playing the evil stepmother, or you're playing the witch. Like, everybody has like a different name for her. Like, she's just kind of like taking all these personalities. But I think it made me realize that everybody has kind of an idea of her, and there's something kind of nice about fucking with that idea.
Remember, the film is Snow White and the Huntsman. Unfortunately, the Huntsman cannot be here with us today. Mr. Chris, tell me about his performance in this, and why you chose him to be the Huntsman.
Be Chris Hemsworth for us.
I have sadly not the body of Chris Hemsworth, but I make up for it in other ways. No, Chris is very cerebral, by the way. Chris is very muscular, obviously. He's also, it's rare with male actors to get the guys who can do the action and fight well, but also very emotional. And he's got a great intuitive emotional sense as an actor, and in this film, he's really, I think what people are not expecting to see is, they're not expecting to cry in it, and I think a lot of people will, and I think Chris is part of that. He's a very emotionally grounded actor, and he gave a great performance, not just physically.
Kristen, we were talking before, and you saying you were very proud of how physical the performance is. How intense were some of the stunts and some of the battle scenes for you in this?
I hurt myself a lot. It was fun. That was like one of the things that I was initially really attracted to. Was like what drives her is just interesting. Like it's not as cool for me to just have, you know, like inexplicable brawn and be able to shatter men in armor. Anyway, yeah, it's basically like what she was saying, to like live in the gray in such a story. And like, you know, obviously there's a lot of black and whites, there's a lot of absolutes in our story, and we definitely don't live there. We live in between. And I got to jump off cliffs and ride horses, and that terrifies me. I don't like that. I hate that.
Oh, just that, you know. Jump off cliffs.
Well, we are going to have a chance for you guys to ask some questions in a moment, and of course the hashtag on Twitter is SWAP, so SWATH. Make sure you talk about the film, and let's stop talking about the film. You want to show us some stuff?
Yeah, I cut a little 5-minute piece, especially for today, so this is the first time it's
awesome. And we'll answer your guys' questions right after the piece.
So I don't know where it's being shown. I'm sure there's a screen out there somewhere, or are we the screen? No. All right. Go then. This is